You know, it's pretty amazing when you think about it. Hidden inside the words you use every single day are these incredible stories from thousands of years ago. A lot of our biggest, most important modern ideas are actually built on concepts from ancient Greece. So today we're going to do a little linguistic digging and uncover two of the most basic ones of all: sound and time.
And you know who's going to be our guide for this? None other than Aristotle. He said, music is an art of order and of time. He basically nails it, boiling it all down to two things: order, you can think of that as the structure and harmony and sound, and time. These two ideas, these two pillars of Greek thought, are literally embedded in the language we speak today.
So, let's fire up the time machine and head back to ancient Greece. This was a civilization that was absolutely captivated by the world of sound. For them, sound wasn't just, noise in the background. No way. It was a huge part of their culture, their art, and their public life.
Just try to imagine it for a second. The roar of the crowd and the blare of trumpets at the Olympic Games. The powerful voices of actors echoing across these enormous theaters. The perfectly synchronized harmony of a chorus at a festival. Sound was so important, they absolutely needed a powerful word to capture the whole idea. And that word, phone. It covered everything, from a tiny whisper to a musical note to a thunderous shout. And from this one simple Greek word, the English language inherited the root phone. It's like this tiny piece of linguistic DNA that unlocks the meaning of dozens of words we use. Okay, so now it's time to put on our detective hats. We're going to break down a few common English words and find this ancient Greek root hiding right there in plain sight.
Let's kick things off with a classic, the telephone. The logic here is it's beautifully simple. The Greek prefix tele means far off. You combine that with phone, which we know means sound, and what do you get? You literally get far sound, a device for sending sound across a distance. The name was a perfect description from the get-go.
And once you see this pattern, you start seeing it everywhere. A microphone. Micro means small, phone means sound. It's a small sound device for picking up quiet sounds. A symphony. That sim part means together, so it's literally sounds together in harmony. And euphony? Eu means good plus phone, that beautiful, pleasing quality of good sound. See how it works?
Okay, so that's sound. But remember Aristotle's quote? The other half was time. And just like they were obsessed with sound, the Greeks were completely fascinated by time, especially its order, its sequence, and how long things lasted. Their word for this measurable, sequential, tick-tock flow of moments was chronos. This whole idea of time as something you can track and put in order was central to how they saw the world. And just like phone, chronos gave us another one of those super useful roots for our vocabulary.
All right, you ready for round 2 of our little decoding session? We're going to use the exact same technique to find chron. It's like the ghost of Greek time hiding in our language today.
So, here's our next key, the root chron. It comes straight from chronos, and it just means time. Simple as that. So whenever you spot this in a word, you know it has something to do with the order and sequence of events.
So a chronology is literally a time account, a list of events in the order they happened. When you synchronize your watches, you're making them happen at the same time. That syn prefix is back again, meaning together. And a chronicle? Yep, just a historical record organized by, you guessed it, time.
Okay, now this next one is really cool. Anachronism. The key here is the prefix ana, which means against. So you put that together with chronos, for time, and you get something that is literally against time, or out of its proper time period.
So, picture this. You're watching a movie set in ancient Rome, and suddenly Julius Caesar pulls up his sleeve to check his digital wristwatch. That is a perfect anachronism. The watch is totally out of place. It's against the time it's supposed to be in. See? Once you know the roots, the meaning just clicks into place.
But, the Greeks weren't the only game in town. Their big rivals, the Romans, also gave us a ton of words from Latin. And what's really interesting is when you compare them, you see these fascinating little differences in how they thought.
So let's look at sound. The Greek root phon, as we saw, is all about sound as a physical thing, like a wave you can measure with a microphone. But its Roman rival, the Latin root voc, is a bit different. It's more focused on the human voice and the act of calling. That's where we get words like vocal or invoke.
And guess what? We see the exact same kind of split when we look at time. The Greek chron gave us our scientific and technical words for time, things like chronology or synchronize, But the Latin root, temper, that's where we get our more general everyday words for time, like temporary or contemporary.
This gets you thinking, right? If chronos was all about that measurable, sequential tick-tock of the clock, did the Greeks have a word for a different kind of time? Well, the answer is yes, and honestly, it's a beautiful concept.
The Greeks also had kairos. Now, this has nothing to do with minutes and seconds. This is all about the quality of a moment, not the quantity. Kairos is that perfect, opportune moment to act, the right time to make a big decision, or the perfect moment to deliver a killer line in a speech. It's not about what time it is, but about whether it is the time.
So, as we bring this all together, it's pretty clear, right? These aren't just some dusty old relics from a dead language. Phone and chron are living, breathing parts of how we see the world. They are the essential building blocks we still use every single day to talk about science, art, history, and so much more.
So when you understand these roots, you're doing more than just learning vocabulary. You're actually plugging into a whole ancient way of thinking about the world. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. What other ancient stories are hiding in plain sight in the words you use every day?